watching tulipswift. Today I'm going to show you all my favorite movies that I saw in 2016. Such a belated video. Well, I didn't actually have this idea until about a month and a half ago when I was watching the Oscars, and I was like, wow, I saw a lot of good movies in 2016. I love making lists of favorites. You guys know this. So I was like, whatever, I'll make a video. So here we are, like a quarter through 2017, and I'm going to show you my favorite movies of 2016. In order to be on this list, the movie had to come out in 2016 and I had to see it that year. So yeah, I have 14 movies. I'm going to start from 14, and then as usual I go to number 1. Number 1's the best movie of 2016 in my opinion. Stay tuned, fam. Number 14 is Me Before You. I love this movie because Emilia Clarke just shines, and she's just so pure and amazing, and it's quirky and it's relatable, and I just love how she dresses funny, and she just always like is perky, and I just really related to her and I loved her. It was romantic, but it was very sad. I wanted it to be like a happy feel-good movie, and it definitely had that once in a while, but it was very sad. The movie really like transported me, and I was just like experiencing it, and that's the best kind of stories. So I thought they did an excellent job. That's my number 14. Number 13 is The Jungle Book. Speaking of movies that transport you, wow, this was an adventure. Loved the music, the effects, the actors. It was just so great. Love the orangutan, definitely the best part of the whole movie. You know, just all these big, colorful animals with all these big personalities. They just did such an excellent job. It wasn't very like simple and friendly like I thought it would be. It was very like big and dramatic. Everything looked so gorgeous on screen. I really recommend that movie. Number 12 is Ghostbusters. What a great film in 2016. Such a fake fan. I have never seen the other Ghostbusters, and I'm curious to see if any of it was focused on the original Ghostbusters. I know that they were in the movie. I love SNL. I'm a huge fan of Saturday Night Live, and Kate McKinnon is one of my favorite cast members of all time. Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy don't make me laugh that often, but they still did a really good job, and I like them carrying the plot because they were better actors and they could do more dramatic lines and stuff. Number 11 is Captain America Civil War. I really like this. It wasn't a Captain America movie, it was an Avengers movie. It was about all of them. Spider-Man snuck in there somehow. Yeah, I'm Team Cap. I felt like what he was saying was really important, but it was such a good argument. I just love the political sides of it. Captain America just kind of like speaks to me. Like I feel like he's a really good guy, and you know, he makes me want to like do good in the world. I just look up to him a lot. I found out recently what actually happens at the end of the Civil War comic, and I'm very surprised because it's not what happened in the movie. But I guess it was kind of a good twist. Maybe not for a lot of people. I think a lot of people didn't like it. In Civil War, they had to put the Avengers against each other because they don't have these like really cool villains. Like all they have is Loki, and they use him in like every plot. And then the big airport fight was just so cringy. It actually ended up like high on my list compared to other movies because it was really entertaining, and I love those characters. Number 10 is Batman vs. Superman. I'm serious. I love this so much. Wonder Woman makes her first appearance. I have a poster and I was looking at it, but I don't think you can see it. Probably not. Nope. I like literally got so lost in this movie. Like legit, guys. Apparently Batman had nipples, and that was a big thing. I loved the little Justice League bit, and then I just love the point of view and the conflict. It's like, Superman, you're putting these people in danger and you're just acting like a hero, but you gotta think about the consequences. And I loved Batman's take on that pacing and stuff and the sequences. That I will definitely have to take another look at. I'm not going to stand here and criticize all the things I don't remember. Number 9 is Zootopia. The animation looks great, and it's just so well done. It has great music. Shakira shows up at the end. It just does a really great job of like, follow your dreams. It's all about like how you treat one another and how we work together and how we can work with diversity, because Zootopia is like all these different kind of animals coming together. And then the guy from Arrested Development, he did a great job. I don't know, it made me laugh a lot, and I really got into the characters, and it was pretty deep. Number 8 is Moana. I love Moana, and I still listen to the music, and it's beautiful. Moana is so inspirational. It's just like this 16-year-old girl who's so cool, and she sang at the Oscars. So if you sometimes shy away from like musicals and like animated like children's family films, Moana definitely stood out to me, and especially if you're like a young woman and you just want to explore the world, Moana is the perfect movie for you. Number 7 is Nerve. Nerve had the best trailer in cinematic history. That's not true. Actually, Whiplash is the best trailer in cinematic history. Before I saw it, I was like, this is everything I want in a movie. So I saw it, and I love when movies do something different, and I felt like Nerve did something different. The beginning of the movie is her computer screen. We just have these amazing like color schemes and the suspense. It's kind of annoying to see like Emma Roberts again, Dave Franco again, playing, you know, high school kids again. Like, they did a great job and they acted it really well. Their lives, but like to the extreme. And then like, what if this happened? It's very like guilty pleasure. In my opinion. Number 6 is Lights Out. Lights Out was the first horror movie that I ever saw in theaters, and let me tell you, it's a different experience. When anything happened, I would like jump or I would scream. So first of all, they have all of the scary things on point. The timing is great. The music is great. The acting is like superb. So all of the scares really get you. You know, scary movies can be really awkward with the plot, and they just don't feel like real relationships off the bat. I'm just like, wow, that's fake, that's a trope. But they did a really good job in this one, and I was like attached to the characters, and they spent just enough time on the story to establish it and give it significance, but not go overboard. And it was still a scary movie. The concept is exactly what I'm scared of, like especially when I was little. It was like when you turn the lights out, that's when there's like a monster. Number 5 is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Whoa, what a big deal. When this movie was announced so far in advance, I remember telling people, I was like, yeah, there's a new Harry Potter movie coming out. And they're like, I don't believe you. Like, no way. And then it came out and everyone was like, of course there's a new Harry Potter movie. And I'm like, I knew before you. It really was just, it blew up all of a sudden, you know? And as soon as I knew Eddie Redmayne was in it, I was so excited. I can just see him in the Harry Potter universe so easily. He's such a quirky guy, you know? He just looks like a wizard. I think he did an excellent job. And I think the whole movie just was really funny and interesting because I have the perspective of someone who saw all of the Harry Potter movies before I read them. Please forgive. When I saw Fantastic Beasts, I had that same experience, but like my sister who read all the Harry Potter books and then saw the movies, and a lot of other people, they weren't impressed. They weren't used to seeing it fresh without knowing everything that was gonna happen. I think we need more characters if we're getting more movies. I really felt like it was lacking on characters. It was really just about Newt and his journey and his creatures. It didn't feel like a series yet, so I'm curious to see where it goes. You guys are gonna kill me. You're literally gonna kill me. Number 4 is Suicide Squad. I loved Suicide Squad. I thought it was so funny, and we get all these characters and so many amazing montages, such great music. It was so dark and so good. Suicide Squad was just a breath of fresh air after all of these Marvel trash films that I love, but I wanted something new, and Suicide Squad gave that to us, and I thought they did an excellent job. There was a lot of weird plot things happening. Like, why did they want to make a band of enemies, like, before they even had a threat? I think Cara should have come first. Cara Delevingne, which I don't think she was a good actor in that movie. Will Smith was amazing. I haven't seen him in a movie in, like, forever. The makeup was not Oscar worthy. Speaking of Star Trek Beyond, that is my number 3, which should have won Best Makeup. Anyway, Star Trek Beyond is an amazing movie. You have decades worth of Star Trek material. They really needed a fresh take, and they really needed to bring in new people, and they needed to go somewhere new, and they did everything. They checked every box that I wanted them to check. And we have this beautiful rainbow poster, which just makes me so happy. I have a review, by the way, so if you wanted me to go endlessly into Star Trek Beyond spoilers, check it out. It's like 7 minutes long, and I only talk about Star Trek Beyond. I love Jayla. Jayla is the chick with, like, the white ponytail. I love the conflict in this movie and the history. They're always like, Kirk, there's no way, like, you're gonna lose your crew, and Kirk's like, I would never endanger my crew, like, I know what I'm doing, and we have to save these people, and he always knows what to do, and I just love that about Kirk. I love that they brought back the music from the first movie when Kirk's driving and he's a little kid and the cops are chasing him. Rihanna did a song for this movie, so great. I really just felt like all of the themes that I really care about when it comes to Star Trek were very prevalent in this film. Number 2 is Moonlight. Moonlight, whew, just absolutely excellent. The movie takes place over the course of his life. This character is finding out about his sexuality. So we follow him as a young kid and like what his childhood looked like, and this family that takes him in, and they kind of become his parents, and then he's a teenager, and that was my favorite part. And then he's an adult. It all comes back full circle, and it's just so well done. Such a low budget film. It looked fantastic. Like everything was on point. Parts were like, you know, it's like blue or it's purple and you feel like it's glowing, and just everything looks so gorgeous, and you have these amazing shots that just go on forever, and it feels like the whole thing was so natural, and all the actors are so invested in the story. Moonlight is so important. Movies like Moonlight, they like make a big difference when like people see like representation on the screen. My number one movie of 2016 is X-Men Apocalypse. After I just dished on Marvel this entire time. Wow, Apocalypse is so great. And Nightcrawler is that guy with like the tail and the blue skin. Oh my goodness, so great. Love him. We learned so much about Magneto that I was like, whoa, this movie is so funny. X-Men is always so great on like interactions and relationships between these heroes. You know, in X-Men, it really just feels more real. Because I mean, heroes isn't the right word, because they're not all superheroes. They're not like, oh, my job is to save the world. They're just, you know, they're working together. They're at their little institute, and they're just like learning about themselves and trying to like figure out themselves versus like society that's against them. After I saw Apocalypse, I went home and I watched First Class and Days of Future Past, and I love them so much. Yeah, that was my favorite movie of the year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm already creating my list for next year. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I love talking about movies on my channel. Hopefully I'll do that more and more. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye!